Hey VC, how's it going? Right, okay, very quick video. This one I'm listening to in the background. This is Outrageous by Johnny Pate. Now this is a big VC favourite over the years. This is on MGM, I think from 1970. Now Johnny Pate worked a lot with Curtis Mayfield. That's the reason why I'm listening to this at the moment. Basically, a couple of weeks ago now, I think I saw a VC video from Mano Man 414. I think the chap's name's Lawrence, and he showed a few Curtis records. And the point he was making was that when people talk about Curtis Mayfield, it's usually that early 70s period, you know, sort of Curtis, Roots, Back to the World, the Superfly soundtrack, 1970 to 1974, that sort of era. But his late 70s stuff, there's so much interesting stuff as well. So I've been digging out a lot of Curtis and Curtis related stuff. So yeah, this is Johnny Pate, the Outrageous record. Right, okay. So Curtis, I'm going to do a few needle drops on a few of these at the end of the video. So see what you think. But this is slightly after that golden era. 1975, There's No Place Like America Today. The track that I'm going to play off this is a song called Hard Times, which was originally recorded by Baby Huey for Curtis's Curtum label. Yeah, a wonderful track. I mean, Baby Huey's version is very bombastic. He had a massive voice. I mean, if you know what I'm talking about, he was a massive guy. I think he died of a heart attack very young, but he was a massive guy, and his voice sounded like it came from a massive guy as well. It was a real full-on soul voice. But this, I say, this is Curtis's version. A lot more laid back, a lot more subtle as you'd expect. It was actually recorded by John Legend and the Roots in I think about 10 years ago now, on their Wake Up album, which is a record I really like. But that song opens that album. So that's worth checking out. But I'll do a needle drop on this. Yeah, I really like Curtis's version, and the whole album is worth checking out. So cool. Right, okay. This is from 1980. This is a duets album that he did with Linda Clifford. Now, Linda Clifford was one of the artists that recorded for his Curtum label. Now, this is a really patchy album. The production really lets it down. It's a very limp sound, certainly in comparison to the early 70s records. But he does do a re-recording of a song called Ain't No Love Lost, which was originally on this album, Gotta Find a Way, originally recorded in 1974, but he re-recorded it as a duet with Linda Clifford, and it works really well. It's definitely the standout track on this record, and I'll do a needle drop on that. Now, obviously, throughout the 70s, he worked with a lot of other artists as well. He recorded with Aretha Franklin. This is a CD of the Sparkle soundtrack. Her version of the title track there is wonderful. The way she layers the vocals is just incredible. Curtis re-recorded it in the late 70s. It doesn't have the same impact, but he also made this album with Aretha as well. It's called Almighty Fire, and if you're going to have that high fidelity conversation, you know, around the best side one track ones of all time, this would definitely be my top 5 if you're going to have that geeky conversation. You know, it's an absolute stunner, a real statement of intent. You know, it really does work. You know, so I'll do a needle drop on this, but yeah, definitely one of my favourite Aretha tunes. So great stuff. Right, okay, and just a couple of the little bits and bobs. This in the 60s, Curtis had a couple of different labels, one of which was Windy Sea. This is 45. He recorded with a band called the 5 Stair Steps. This is a track called Behind Curtains. Really nice 45. It's off their debut album. I'll do a needle drop on that. And also, I think a few videos ago now, I showed a Reggae 45 by Slim Smith, which was a version of Gypsy Woman, the Impressions record. Well, this is a version by the Uniques. This is some I picked up about 15 years ago, just a 10-inch of it. But yeah, I'll do a needle drop on that as well. Really nice stuff. Lovely rocksteady version. So cool. Right, okay. So 4 minutes in. So I'll show a few of the bits and bobs. I had some really nice VCLT recently. So first up, out the blue, I had 2 records come through the post from Alan, Static Traveller. Everybody knows Alan. He shows lots of interesting stuff, all of which he buys for £1. So yeah, he sent this through to me. This is obviously Prince's Purple Rain, an album that I've heard probably as many times as any other record. However, what's really nice about this is that it's the purple vinyl version. So this is the original copy from 1984. Now, as a kid, I coveted this record, this purple vinyl version. I never ever got a copy. There used to be a record shop in Birmingham called Second City Sounds. Now, Birmingham's changed a lot over the years. This row of shops, or row of businesses, is now some swanky wine bars. But back in the the late 80s, it consisted of record shops and sex shops, to be honest with you. But yeah, so it's all changed a little bit now. But on the wall of the record shop was a lot of Prince stuff, and this purple vinyl version of Purple Rain was there, and I could never afford it. So Alan, thank you very much. That's absolutely wonderful. And one other thing that he sent as well. Now Alan showed this in one of his recent videos. This is something that he actually found in the charity shop down south where he lives. And this is a record called Handsworth Explosion Volume 1. It's a various artists comp. Now it's a private press. It's on a label called Black Symbol. Now this album was actually put out by a Birmingham reggae band called Black Symbol. They basically felt that they couldn't get any interest from major labels, despite the fact there being so many wonderful British reggae bands out of Handsworth, out of Birmingham. So they put together this compilation of local bands. They all recorded at Outlaw Studios in Birmingham. Well, it's no longer there now. It was at Five Ways, which is just on the outskirts of the town centre, and the studio was actually sold to Ocean Colour Scene. So their Moseley Shoals album, that's what they rechristened the studio, so it became known as Moseley Shoals. But a lot of Birmingham bands recorded at Outlaw, so the likes of Duran Duran, Judas Priest, Black Sabbath recorded there, Fashion. So yeah, there's a bit about it online, but it's a very well-known studio from the point of view of Birmingham music. But yeah, but this is really nice. So this is a collection of Birmingham artists, Birmingham reggae artists from sort of 1979, 1980, who couldn't get deals, so they all clubbed together and put this record out, and it's beautiful. It has been reissued since, I think, 3 or 4 years ago, but this is a lovely original copy, as I say, on the Black Symbol label. There's the label. So Alan, thank you very much. I did feel a bit bad when this turned up, because when Alan showed it in his video, I made a flippant comment that it should be back here in Birmingham and it's right for home, and then when he sent it through to me, I felt a bit bad having said that. Only for a few seconds though, because I didn't feel bad for too long. But yeah, very good. So thank you, Alan. That's brilliant. And talking about Birmingham records, this is something I found in the charity shop last week. This is a private press record. It's actually a school band album. It's called Cockshut 74. The school is in Yardley in Birmingham. It's called Cockshut Hill School. Now I know that because my sister went there, my older sister. But yeah, so this is basically it's described online. It actually goes for pretty good money online. It's described as being an acid folk album. Whether I'd say that, I mean, I've listened to it. A couple of the tracks are very nice folk tunes, but I wouldn't necessarily describe it as that. Johnny Trunk's written a little bit about it online as well, so it's something that's been enlarged by him. But yeah, really surprised. I found this for 99 pence, and as I say, it goes for decent money. But I will be keeping that just purely because of the Birmingham collection, and as I say, my sister went to the school, so it's quite a nice thing. Right, okay. One of the quick bit of VCLT. When we met up in Birmingham a couple of months ago now, I say there was 6 of us. John Bellamy was there, and I mentioned before John Bellamy handed out a few records to various people. I previously showed the Jimmy Cliff album that he gave me, but he also gave me this as well. Now this is Gary Tom's Empire, 7654321 Blow Your Whistle. Now I didn't know anything about this record, and I say very kindly gave it to me, and yeah, it's full on sort of disco funk, I'd call it. It's got that sort of, if you think about Queen of Clubs by Casey and the Sunshine Band, which may not appeal to everybody, but I love that record. I love that album. Not so fussed about the latest 70s stuff, but 1974, they made a great album, Queen of Clubs, and this is very much in line with that. So this has been played a hell of a lot. I have messaged John about this, and I was asking why he gave it away, and basically had 2 copies, so it wasn't that he didn't like it, but a really nice record. So thank you very much, John. Something I'd never even heard of before, which is really cool. So yeah, cheers.
Of a large stage show, I sit here all alone. Though I wait in turn to sing of love, really I have no one of my own. I have no one of my own. From my body house, I'm afraid to come outside. Although I'm filled with love, I'm afraid they'll play the part I feel they want me. And I'll pull the shades so I won't see them seeing me. Having hard times in this crazy town. Having hard times. There's no love to be found. Having hard times in this crazy town. Having hard times. There's no love to be found. Hard times. From nowhere through a caravan around the campfire lights, a lovely woman in motion with hair as dark as night. Her eyes were like that of a cat in the dark that hypnotized me with love. She was a gypsy woman.